Now, in question number 8, can you guys use, do you have to do a substitution?
No.
No, because it's already quadratic-like. Does that make sense? All right, so hopefully in this problem, before you do that, though, hopefully you added a 0x. I'm going to show you guys GCF at the start. Are we okay? And I'll show you guys GCF at the end. So 2 ways to do the problem, and you realize it's the same. Someone said GCF. Class, what's the GCF?
5.
It is the greatest common factor. So what is your greatest common factor? 5. What's left?
X squared plus minus 4.
Right? Remember, factoring is the same thing as the opposite of distributing. Does that make sense? And then from here, we're going to do our x. A times c. That would be a 1, so -4. B value?
0.
Notice how I highlighted the green because we're looking only on the inside. The 2 numbers?
-2.
So I'm going to have x plus 2, x minus 2 is your answer. Raise your hand if you got that. So you're only factoring what's in the inside, and the binomials there is what we did for our x method. Now, the amazing thing about math is that it's very forgiving. Some students say they say a bad word towards math, right? But math never said that about you. Let's just say you don't recognize the GCF of 5. And let's just say you do the GCF at the end. Here, let's do the original problem. Because your A value is greater than 1, you're going to have to use both the x and the box. Class, what's A times C? B value? 2 numbers that multiply to be -100 but add to be 0.
-10 and positive 10.
Now, the 10 and -10 are splitting. They're splitting this term. So if they're splitting that term, that means we have to add an x to it. So this will be 10x, and this will be -10x. Class, what goes on the top left? 5x squared. We're working in orange here. And the bottom right? Essentially what we're doing here is factoring by grouping. Class, common factor? 5x. How about in this direction? How about over here? Right? 5x times -2 is -10x. And then what goes over there? 10. Positive 10. Now, I'm going to write my binomials right underneath the ones we just did. Because I already know that's the answer. Partner A, tell partner B, how do I get this to look like the red one?
Make it equal to 0.
Class, what do you have to do?
Oh, the greatest.
Greatest common factor at the end. See it?
Yep.
This is x minus 2, and this one is
X minus 2, X plus 2.
5 times x plus 2. So even though you get this is not your final answer. The greatest common factor is there. Now, do you think it would have been easier to work with smaller numbers in this problem? Yeah, because if you think about it, I had to work with larger numbers, and I had to do the box. Does that make sense? So we still get the same answer, but it works. What's the moral of the lesson? Try to find the greatest common factor first.